Money in the Morning, aka Economic Elevation, aka Financial Consciousness. I assume you guys can hear me okay. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. It's so good to see you. Today is a Sunday, April 19th, 2026, in case you're wondering, or in case you're watching from the future. I've had a good weekend. Me and my wife came to the city and hung out a little bit and did some interesting stuff, and I'll tell you more about it in a minute. Yesterday, I ended up canceling class because every now and then I'm just a little tired. I just need a day off, that kind of thing. So I took a day off and relaxed and meditated. Thought about what my next move was going to be, and I think we got some clarity from that. And so, anyway, just a reminder: don't forget the online national convention is going to be the week of October 16th, and you can learn more at allblacknationalconvention.com. If you want to make money as a vendor or do advertising, advertise your business, you can do that there on the website. You can also join us on the tour of Harlem. That's a separate thing, but if you want to join us, we'll be doing that Thursday. And then also, last but not least, I am going to have my 55th birthday party in Miami. We basically chartered this super yacht, and I said, let's go out and feel like some fancy black people, and let's celebrate the double nickel birthday together. So we're doing that too. But anyway, let me hop in and let's jump on to the lecture at hand. Let's jump to the topic at hand. All right. So first off, I want to make sure. Okay, you guys said you could hear me. Okay. James Keller, Stephen Gordon, Cheryl Tate, L. Nicholas, I see you, Irma. Good morning, Irma. Barnell. Good morning, Barnell. And Bernard. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, I got a little microphone. And when I travel, it's always weird with the lighting and the sound and the connection. So it's Wi-Fi, it's audio, it's video. I just want to make sure everything's good. If it gets interrupt me, just say, okay, that kind of thing. That way I can fix it. All right, so what I want to do is I want to show you just some of the stuff. So I came to Chicago, and I actually went on a TV show and talked to a really smart black lady about some about the things that most Americans are struggling with when it comes to money. And it really got me reflecting on things I wanted to talk to you guys about, because I'd like for you all to be the canaries in the mine. I want you to be the first one to be ready. If you stay ready, you gotta get ready. And that to me,
why are we playing at EWC?
The other day.
Oh my God.
I liked it. I did very nice. I don't know, but you gave me confidence on it. That's the swaggy voice. So I showed up as a swaggy voice. So let me back up a little bit. And this is where on my Instagram is Dr. Voice Finance. You can watch. I did a short little discussion regarding how to be financially secure in less than a year. And why is this important? The reason it's important to become financially secure is because most people cannot. 47% of all Americans cannot afford a $1,000 emergency. So if you're in that 47%, I'm not making fun of you. I'm just telling them that you got to get out of that crowd. You got to get out of that. and you're getting bad advice, bad information. You're getting bad information on the internet. You're getting bad information from your politicians. Black leaders, they might as well be white leaders because they ain't really leading no black people. They're leading black people to slaughter half of them. And so maybe they are black leaders in the sense, the same way a sheep herder leads the sheep to the slaughterhouse. And in that regard, they might be leaders, right? Because sheep herders are leaders. The people that lead the cows to get their hands chopped off so they can end up on the side of somebody's plate. They are also leaders too. So whether or not they're leaders, the question is, are you leading people to something good, or are you leading them straight to hell? And I'm absolutely convinced that there are a lot of so-called leaders that are designed to lead you to hell. That's why I have the perfect solution. The perfect solution is don't trust any of the leaders automatically, including me. Ain't nobody your leader. You're your leader. Do you understand? Don't agree with me. I'm just going to referendum. How do you agree that the black leader in your life should be you, first and foremost? You need to be the CEO of your life. You are the president of the United States when it comes to you and your children. You make the final decision. Don't just let no influencer make the decision. Don't let no politician make the decision. You don't even know. For all you know, the CIA could have got to me 2 days ago, and I could be thinking, hey, that's what we need you to lead the people to the slaughterhouse.
Holy moly, these guys blitzing went in separate holes.
So really, that's the goal. The reason that we want to be economically intelligent, financially conscious, is not so you switch from one pill to another pill. You need to lead yourself. You are the leader of that household. You are the leader of that household. And I get so much pushback. I get so many people that get mad at me.
Where is he going?
Where? Let's go be a Republican. I don't do none of that crap. I say, hey, people should vote for whoever they want to. And you'd be amazed how many people are like, he's a hater, he's a Trump supporter. But I didn't vote for Trump. How could I be a Trump supporter when I was saying, man, because you don't be making black people do what they told. The Negro, I'm like, the black people are supposed to do what they told. That's what they want to do. You do what God tells you to do. You do what yourself tells you to do. Really, I mean, because you only you know what your interests are. And I encourage you just to approach that way. So when it comes to economic intelligence, and I probably got radical before lady. I think she thought I would just come on as a regular professor and just kind of give like statistics about savings rates and tips on how to put money in your 401k, and I can do all that. I taught financial experts, but I got kind of radical. I said, you out here listening to corporate America, and corporate America is driven by specific greedy capitalism. And what the capitalists want is they want you to be an addict, like in a crackhead in New Jack City. They want you smoking on that capitalism pipe. That's what they want. They want you spending. And why do I say it that way? It's because I know it's organic when I see one. I know dope things when I see one. The Ice Cube used to say, the color strawberry is everybody knows strawberry. Strawberry is the neighborhood. But y'all know the song, Dope Man. Shout out to Ice Cube. Anyway, here's the point. So I said, think about this. And I became aware of this in 2006 when I went to go work with the Center for European Economic Research in Germany. And the guy brought in the data. He said, Americans spend way too much money. He said, in Germany, we pay less money than you do. We pay more in taxes than you do. But we save large more than you do. So that's when I realized it wasn't a financial problem that you're facing. It's really a cultural problem. It's a psychological problem. It's an addiction. And the addiction is enabled by mass marketing of consumer items, the way you're trained in the public schools, all these things. They want you spending like a damn fool. And the reason you can only call it a crackhead type situation is because who the hell would spend? Where in what planet does it make sense? Because you're living in paycheck to paycheck, and you're dead. That's what people do. They because they want to keep up with the Joneses so bad, because they feel like they have to have it so bad, because they're so vulnerable to the marketing. They will spend, and the debt levels will be here. So I told her, I said, I don't know debt's at an all-time high. Credit loan debt's at an all-time high. Student loan debt's at an all-time high. Mortgage loan debt's at an all-time high. I said the reason they're at all-time highs is because the American consumer has been trained to be relentlessly committed to boosting the economy, no matter by any means necessary. 70% of the U.S. economy, 70% of the money that the capitalists make when they own stock. And I hope that you're a stockholder because that's where the money's going. 70% of that wealth is being created from consumer spending. So the biggest metric they pay attention to is whether or not the dope fiends are still buying the crack. And when the minute the dope fiends start to level up, or they can't buy no more, or they can smoke so much to the point where they're dead, then at that point, that's when the economy starts to dip. And so what I would say to you, when I was talking to her, I said, okay, it's really simple. The emergency fund, you have to have the emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of living expenses. You save your money so your money can save you. High interest credit card debt, let's get rid of some of that so that the credit cards don't kill you because the interest rates are insane. And then the third was related to looking into things like side hustles. And in fact, this is one of the reasons why I suggest, if you're not doing it yet, maybe having a family business meeting once a month where you just talk about it. Just get on the Zoom and just talk, and then bring up money as well. Make money like a sideshow, not the main thing. It's like no, love is the center of everything. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. Love is the thing that makes everything tick. So let's start with love. I want to just talk to you because I love you. I want to know how you're doing. I want to make sure that you're straight. I just want to connect with you. And then that builds the trust that allows you to structure the economy. See, economies are built on trust. Part of the reason the black economy has a hard time growing is because black people don't trust black people. White people don't trust black people. Asian people don't trust black people. Arab people don't trust black people. Because the image of the black man and the black woman is absolutely distorted in media, where they make you look ridiculously trustworthy. And the worst part about it is we cheer it on. We love it. We love seeing a black woman twerking on TV. We love seeing a black man behaving like a thug and a gangster that will murder your whole family. We get into the cartoon character, and we don't understand how that affects all of us. Because then when I show up as a businessman, I say, yeah, but I only listen to Cardi B because it's entertaining, or I only listen to Rick Ross, the gangster rapper, because it's cool. They're still relating me to this country. They're relating me to the shenanigans they're seeing on TV, and the rappers get rich from that. You don't get rich. You know, they get rich by destroying your image to the world, and I think it's highly inappropriate. I really do. But anyway, let me stop preaching for a minute. I apologize for that. But anyway, let me go. Let's take a trip to Instagram. I want to share some stuff with you. So I did that video I told you about. Now I'm not gonna play it now. You can go to my Instagram and watch my Instagram, Dr. Bush Finance. I'm also on Substack, by the way. If anybody's into Substack, it's a full platform. You know, the Greens, Karen and Kendall introduced me to Substack, so I jumped out there and did the thing. I think the Greens are joining us in South Africa, and we're leaving. We're gonna land there May 14th. So unfortunately, it's too late to go to South Africa with us. But when we do the next trip, I'll let you know. But here's a quick overview of some of what we did while we were there. Let's start. Okay, let's go. Okay, so that was just me in Chicago. Not that that's interesting to anybody, but I wanted to show you. Anyway, so here we go. Short-term decision. Here's something I wanted to share with you about short-term decision making and how that also is a financial destroyer. How that ends up causing us to have financial problems and losing our wealth. So I'm gonna play this. Let me know if you can hear. Were you guys able to hear me? Give me a quick yes if you can hear it. Eddie says he can't see. Can you see? Can everybody see and hear it? Cheryl says yes. Give me a yes if you see and hear it. Okay, great. All right. Sorry, Eddie, man. Might need some issues like that.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe that Commodore 64 computer from 1996 might not be working anymore. I'm playing Danny. I love it, man. But I wish I could fix it for you, but it looks like everybody knows you can see it here. All right, so let's go here. I want to talk about decision making and how there's a mindset that comes with wealth that typically involves short-term and long-term decision making. It reminds me of when I was in college, and I was finishing college. I was really excited about leaving and going off and starting my life, and I ran into one of my friends who was also graduating, and she was an AKA. She was also real cute. I used to like her. I had a crush on her, but I was too shy. I didn't say nothing. I was so embarrassed about that, but I did. Anyway, but I asked her, I said, so what are you going to do after college? She said, I said, you're going to go to grad school? And she said, no. And she said, I'm going to get a job. And I said, really? I said, okay. And she said, yeah, I like money too much to go to grad school. Right? And she said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to go to grad school. I said, because I like money too much not to go to grad school. You see the difference there? We both like money. We both said we like money too much. But at the time, I liked money because I didn't have money. right? But she liked money so much that she was going for the short-term win. I like money so much I was going for a longer-term win. I was actually in school. I didn't get my first real job until I was 31 years old. That's embarrassing, right? What the hell? That your relatives look at you like you're crazy. I would go to the family reunion. They're chewing some barbecue chicken, just looking at me and trying to find something to talk about. They'd be like, so you're still in school, huh? That was all they went to talk. I'm like, yeah. And I looked like the biggest deadbeat. But it's hard. It was hard to be a deadbeat. It was difficult. There was not another African American person on the planet that was that finished because everybody that started got killed somewhere along the way. So I was just determined not to give up, and I learned a lot about resilience. You know, a lot of tears, a lot of pain, a lot of challenges, and I love my mama so much because my mama was my greatest cheerleader the whole time. She was always the one that said, keep going, lay the foundation, you'll benefit one day when you're older. And that introduced me to the idea of delayed gratification. And what I encourage you to do is be that cheerleader for your children, be that cheerleader for the people you love. And that makes a difference because a lot of success, I would argue, involves, I know, a lot of success involves believing in your idea enough to stick with it when it gets hard. And a lot of that belief is built on faith, it's built on confidence, it's built on just the willingness to keep trying no matter what. So the fact that, so here's the thing, my mother did not know that it was going to work out for me. She just encouraged me. She just said, keep going, it's going to be fine. When you get 40, 50 years old, I'm really happy you did it. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. So the 27-year-old version of me was like, okay, let's keep going. If mama said knock you out, I'm not going to get it right now, right? But if mama had said, well, you know, they're hiring down in the post office and that might not work out for you, and maybe that PhD thing, maybe that's not for you, maybe that's for life. But if she had planted those seeds of doubt into me, what do you think that would have done to my confidence? What do you think that would have done to my willingness to invest? There's that word invest. Invest in myself. Because I was making the ultimate investment. It wasn't money, it was time. I was investing my youth in this long-term goal. Give me a yes or no. Yes or no in the chat. Do you invest in something that you don't believe in? Yes or no? Do you invest in things you don't believe in, things you don't think are going to work out? Do you invest in things that you think are going to end up causing you to lose? No, nobody does that, right? So belief is really important, right? And perspective is important. So if you want to get rich, be a long-term investor with a lot of confidence. If you are a long-term investor, meaning delayed gratification, and you can get that confidence up, there's ways to do it. You can do it artificially. Listen to motivational speeches if you got to. Maybe some Kurt Franklin music will get you through the storm like for good old faith. Maybe you're lucky enough to have a loved one in your life that can give you that boost, or maybe you can be that blessing for somebody else. Remember, when you are a blessing, you are investing. Right? That was bars, that rhyme. When you are a blessing to somebody else, you are investing in them. You're saying, hey, I'm here, I'm going to cheer you on, whether I think we're going to win or not. I know it's possible, because other people have done it. It might not work out for you, but at least we got to try. We're going to go unless we go all the way to the try. But we're going to stick with it, we're going to push through it, we're going to be consistent, and we will go. Your life is a product of that which you do consistently. So you hit the storm, you remain consistent. You hit the sunshine, you remain consistent. You hit another storm, you remain consistent. That is how you succeed. And the gift my mom gave me, the inheritance she gave me, was faith. In the investment, even when I thought the stock was going to lose value, the stock was voice. The stock was my future. The stock was education. You understand? So the same thing is true with my, and then I give my father a lot of credit because my father gave me strength. My father wasn't no punk. He was a strong man, and he basically, he wasn't scared of my dad killed people, so he went to the punk, right? So I was ready. I was like, okay, come on. I wasn't scared of the white man. I wasn't scared of crazy Negroes. None of that ever frightened me because I said, no, if God has a blessing with my name on it, I'm about to go get that. You're going to stop that. You're going to stop God's plan. It's like my patient there. So anyway, let me dig back in. Let's go back. Right, so here I want to share this. This is about decision in the church.
I had to play, man.
Give me a yes if you can. Share yes.
Gosh, I had to play wide open.
Hold on. Come on. We frozen.
Short-term decisions shape long-term outcomes, quietly, relentlessly, without negotiation. Every choice you make today is a seed, either compounding into strength or silently growing into limitation. Think beyond today's comfort. Comfort is seductive, but it rarely builds anything lasting. The discipline to delay gratification, to walk away from easy pleasure, is what separates temporary satisfaction from permanent freedom. future freedom depends on present restraint. The life you want, financially, mentally, spiritually, is not built in a moment of inspiration, but in repeated acts of control when no one is watching. Play the long game, because the future isn't something you step into, it's something you construct, decision by decision. Put the word money in the comments if you're on Instagram, and follow for more financial understanding. Short-term decision.
Right. So basically, one of the reasons that most Americans are not financially secure is because we have a country that's built on instant gratification. Most people are more connected to and they're more aware of things that are happening right now than they are of things that are happening long term. They have a term for this in finance called a hyperbolic discount. It's where everyone does natural discounting of the future, meaning discounting means that the future doesn't matter a lot of times for many of us as much as the present. I'll give you an example. If I told you I was going to give you $1,000 right now, that doesn't mean nearly as much as me saying I'm going to give you $1,000 10 years from now. Right? So you discount the future. There's what they call a discount factor, where you have a rate of discounting, where you can literally mathematically, based on certain assumptions, you can calculate. Someone could say, well, if I got $1,000 today, what would be the equivalent? What amount would you have to give me 10 years from now to make that feel the same as me getting? A lot of it really comes down to feelings, believe it or not. That will make me feel the same as it would if I was getting $1,000 right now. What amount would I have to get 10 years from now? In fact, let me ask you all a question. If I said, okay, you can get $1,000 right now, or you can get $5,000 10 years from now. Would you make that trade? How would you feel about that? Would you pass up the $1,000 now, or would you take the $1,000 and take the $5,000 10 years from now? Answer in the chat.
Nickel coverage there. The quarterback just couldn't find any matchups to his advantage. So the result is
okay, I see a lot of nows. Okay, great. All right. What if I said you can get $1,000 now, or you can get $1,500 10 years from now? Which would you rather? It would be now, right? Okay, and I'm asking, I just realized I asked this an even more extreme version of the same question. What if I said you can either get $1,000 now, or you can get $10,000 10 years from now? What would you take that? Would you pass up without? Would your decision change? Give me you just tell me. Okay, so I see Kendrick says 10. Okay. Iris says no. Gerald says 10,000. Okay, now I'm seeing more of a mix. What if I said you can either have $1,000 now, or you can have $50,000 10 years from now? Which one would you choose? Answer in the chat. Okay, I see a lot of 50s now. Okay, and notice that as I increased the number, the answers started to go in a different direction. And the reason that you have the variation, back when I was on that, those itchy numbers like 10,000, maybe 15,000, is probably because of the way you're discounting, right? If you have, for example, bills that are due next week, and you really need $1,000 right now, then you might pass up as much as $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 10 years from now because you have to deal with right now. And that leads to what they call hyperbolic discounting. And the reason that you have to do that is either A, you're in survival mode. When I'm surviving right now, I can't think about
That's a first.
That's a big psychological barrier.
That's a first.
And that a lot of people, that a lot of it hasn't really been thoroughly examined. But that's why a lot of people can't invest, is because your parents dropped you in the world where you're in survival mode constantly. That's why investing for the children is so important, because it's really hard for a person in survival mode to engage in higher level thinking. It's very, very difficult. It's no different from the way a child who comes to school hungry can't be expected to learn high level math. They're not thinking about math, they're thinking about getting some food. Or if somebody's got a pee, they're not going to hear you what you're talking about with English class. You can give them the secrets of the universe, but all they can think about is math. Right? So part of elevating, part of actually thriving instead of just surviving, is figuring out, okay, what are those base level needs that are not being met, and how do I meet those needs so I can focus on the bigger picture? And this is where intergenerational investing is so important. We don't really, I don't think, spend enough time really insisting upon the fact that black children should all have some type of inheritance from their parents. And not having things like an insurance policy is an absolute freaking generational curse. And in fact, that's why I put together that little series. I'll show you the first episode of Generation, or actually the second episode of that series. I told you Generational Curses. I wanted to do this because I said, I think we need to understand the ghosts that haunt our children They come from people being insistent on not changing habits of the past. You know that decision is not working out. You know that is a raggedy move, and it's child abuse damn near. Like, you know that sitting up work for white folks and beg for money and go out to the world with nothing. You know that that's painful. Why would you pass that to the kids? Right? Why would we do that? So the consciousness aspect of it, in my opinion, means I'm going to break that damn cycle no matter what, confront that demon, and so that my babies don't have to. Right? So it's like some of the best parents in the world are people that have gone through horrible abuse, and they're making sure their children don't go through that. I got a couple of friends actually who went through, unfortunately, horrible sexual abuse as children of their stepfathers, and they protect their children very, very well. Their children are doing extremely well because they went out of their way to protect the kids. All right, so let's go and just as an FYI, speaking of abuse, I felt compelled to mention the fact that for whatever reason, my wife and I talked about this last night, there's an extraordinary number, you might notice there's an extraordinary number of black women that are being killed by their partners. And I point out Robin Simpson, who is a member of this group, who was stabbed by her husband 100 times. She was a member of Delta Sigma Theta. She was a leader of the group, actually. And I hope that Deltas, would kind of draw attention to this issue because Robin is such a great lady, super smart. And her daughter, Essence, I hear from Essence. I sent some money over because she's figuring it out, right? Like, why did Daddy stab Mommy? Is Daddy gonna kill me next? And so it's really sad. And here's the thing: as I started researching it, I found lots of women that were being killed by their partners. And if you've heard me talk about this before, forgive me for being redundant. But I think that, when you talk about terms like protect black women, we got to ask, like, what does that mean? And so this is my little contribution to the issue to say, I'm going to keep talking about this every blue moon. This thing you bring this up because there's no greater wealth in the black community than black women because you give us life. You literally exist because of you. So I just wanted to mention Robin Simpson. So let's move on. All right, so this is not important. But all right, so here is the generational curses. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I don't know if you can hear it. And it's very, very short. It's just 2 minutes. But and then you can kind of see if there is a message to the chair goes.
You can hold in your hand.
Let me go bring back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Some curses you can hold in your hand. Light as paper, thin as nothing. But you carry it long enough, it carries you.
And now you got a lot of options. That playbook can really open up on second and inches. Four receivers split wide on second.
You thought he was buying something.
Takes the handoff again.
Something is like.
They get the seam with the ground, but it's a nice run there.
Just the thing that I love about this play is the running back showing great patience and then the vision to find that hole and then accelerate through it for a nice gain.
If you think about why people get addicted to drugs, usually it's because they're seeking short-term pleasure. They're seeking a little bit of a dopamine hit, right? And the dopamine hit comes from the fact that spending makes you feel good. And a lot of times the reason that you want to feel good might be because maybe you're bored, maybe you're a pleasure seeker, or maybe you have pain, undiagnosed, untreated trauma that you are trying to cover up with this dopamine. And that's how people form addictions to gambling, drugs, sex, all kinds of things. And so the thing about the drug addiction is that you start off when you engage in it, you never really think that it can get too far. You never really think that you'll end up becoming the addict. And you have these enablers, these drug pushers, mainly things like credit card companies, that such that when you are disappointed and you say, gosh, I ran out of money, I can't buy anything else, they say, oh no, you can keep going. Here's a credit card. Just go ahead and just buy it because you deserve it. Everybody has one. If that was what they were saying back, everybody's got one, right? And so you keep on buying, and it's a little bit here, a little bit there, and then next thing you know, it piles up. So the metaphor in that little series is basically the guy that's getting wrapped up in the receipts because he wants the nice stuff and he has the nice, brands in the background and everything else. And it's a generational curse because then you see the mother was tied up in the debt. The father was tied up. The grandfather was tied up. right? And you have the loose around it, like they would be out of the receipt all the spending, right? So ultimately, when you talk about capitalism and how capitalism ends up working on a typical household, and the fact that American debt, the consumer debt, is higher than it's ever been, that's what you end up seeing. You end up seeing just sort of spending to the point where you say, I want to be free, but how can you be free when you're in debt to the corporation? You know, how can you be free when you have to get up and go to work every day now? Because you're not you're not going to work because you're getting ahead. You're going to work because you're trying to survive. Right? That is not freedom. Right? And this is something that I think if you educate kids on this early, then they can know that restraint and discipline is the way to maintain freedom. So the best way to avoid being a slave to somebody else is being a slave to your commitment to discipline, right? I explained to our daughter, I said, well, the reason I get up at 5 a.m. is not because I have to. I don't have to school like I said, I get up at 5 a.m. because I don't want to be a slave. I don't want anybody else telling me to get up at 5 a.m. So I force myself to do it because freedom is something that you must defend, and you defend your freedom with this. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. All right. So I'm going to keep making little episodes just an illustrated point. Hopefully they'll keep getting better. I'm trying. I want to be a black collar Perry. So this is going to take a while. I'm trying to get better. All right. So what was another thing? All right. So there's one other thing that was on Instagram that related to money facts that America needs to know. And so let me show you this. This is another interesting thing that you might want to consider and think about. So 5 shocking money facts that every American must know. This is how bad of shape your country is in right now. America's in really bad shape financially. One, we have $39 trillion in debt, and it's not going down. Right now, we're fighting in a useless war that wasn't really supposed to happen, that was highly ill-advised. It's going to probably cost, I'm going to guess, maybe 20 or 30 billion by the time it's done. That's not good. What else has happened in America? Household debt is $18.8 trillion, higher than it's ever been. Credit card debt is $1.28 trillion. Most of it's high interest debt. So a lot of times you end up going to work every day just to sort of deal with that debt. Third is the top 1% owns 31% of the wealth. That's as much as the bottom 90% all put together. So wealth inequality in America is growing by leaps and bounds. It's getting messy, okay? And there's nobody really in a position to try to fix it, because right now your politicians are owned by the capitalists, they're owned by the corporation. They seek out your vote because they know they need it in order to get elected. But really the people they're serving are the people who gave money to go market to you and to get your vote. That's who they pledge allegiance to. They don't pledge allegiance to the voter. If somebody goes and gets a KFC chicken and puts it on your plate and they feed you, you're not going to pledge allegiance to the chicken. You're not going to thank the chicken. You thank the person who brought you the chicken. So to some extent, the voter ends up becoming like the KFC chicken that gets served up on a plate to the politician. And the politician doesn't thank the chicken, they thank the person who served the chicken. If the chickens are like, hey, you need to thank me because I'm feeding myself to you, then they might say, well, thank you, chicken. But really, when it comes down to who they're going to serve, they're going to serve the person who brought the food, not the person who was the food. And unfortunately, that sounds like a cynical approach, but it's really true. And here's the deal. In America, because I happen to be an expert in this thing called finance and money, I can tell you with complete certainty that top 1%, that top 10%, those people that are doing well in America, the richest country on earth, those are people that are participating in the stock market. It's very hard in America to get rich without participating in the stock market. When I explained to Taylor the other day, 3 ways that people get rich in America, I said real estate, investing, and business ownership. I did not say anything about a job. If she goes and gets a job, it won't be because I sent her. It'll be because she chose to do that, because that's what everybody else does. I'm not saying jobs are bad. I'm not job shaming anybody. I'm just giving you the facts that the wealth is in that freaking stock market, because you can't tell me that America's broke, because there are people out here that are living extraordinarily large. In fact, in America, a lot of the analysts basically break up the fact that we have what's called a K-shaped economy. A K-shaped economy is like the letter K. You have one going up, no part going down. There are people that are going up. So how people in that part of the economy? Because you've been listening, you've been doing things, you've been investing in the markets, and you see how much money's out there. the people going down are the people that are doing all the work, and that's I can't change the rules. I can only tell you how it goes. So I hope that you will hear that and consider that in your next economic move. And by the way, if you're just getting started, you don't know what to do. We have something called the 5-year pledge. The 5-year pledge is what I'm asking you to pledge 5 years for your family. Spend 5 years, pick a bill, preferably a car note that you want to match. But if you can't do that, do a cell phone bill or something. Preferably the average used car note in America is $500. So what I've asked people to do is I've said, look, just care about yourself and your family as much as you care about the car dealer and the cell phone company, and just commit, make a pledge that you're going to put $500 a month, or whatever you can afford, whatever it works, into an S&P 500 index. You do that for 5 years. After 5 years, theoretically, you're supposed to have roughly around $35,000 to $40,000, maybe 32, maybe 42, I don't know, some number around there. So at that point, you're financially secure. At that point, you're not in the category of half of Americans who can't afford $1,000 of emergency expense. You're already doing that. You do that for 10 years, you're clocking almost $100,000. You do that for 20 years, you're over $250,000. Do that for 30 years, you've got generational wealth at a massive, massive scale. So if you want to join the 5-year pledge, pull out your phone, text the word pledge to the number 87948, and I'll send you a free copy of my training on how to invest in ETFs. ETFs are exchange traded funds. They're a great place to start. So just text the word pledge, this is number 87948, and I'll bring you in, and I'll send you stuff that'll help. All right, now moving on. Here's another 57% of Americans cannot cover a $1,000 emergency. That's very, very scary because $1,000 is not a ton of money, and that's just scary, and they're not going to carry this thing. And so, and the other thing is inflation. People don't know this, but the reason that you have to invest is because you have to keep up with inflation. Inflation becomes like a treadmill that's moving in the opposite direction. So inflation erodes your savings, and so if you're not investing, then your savings are just being eroded and taken away, and there's not a lot you can do about that. So ultimately, getting out of the matrix, I would say, is something that I would encourage you to do. And getting out of the matrix kind of means just not doing what everybody else is doing now. I mean, it's so far. They won't even teach basic finance and economics in school the way they should. They might teach simple stuff like how to fill out a job application, how to save money, but I think kids should learn stock options. I think they should learn how to invest in the stock market for sure. It takes 10 minutes to learn how to do that. People don't believe it. They think I'm crazy when I say it, but it's true. So they learn how to drive a car. It doesn't take that long to learn how to drive a car. Now, if you're trying to learn how to build a car and design a car and fix a car when it's broken, then yeah, you got to go to extra school for that. So the stock market can be complicated if you want it to be. I wrote my dissertation on the stock market, but it's a damn car. It means you got to be an auto mechanic. It doesn't mean you have to be an engineer. You may got to be an auto designer. Just learn how to get behind the wheel and hit the gas and go fast with everybody else. That's it. That's it. I got a 16-year-old and a 15-year-old, 15 and a half, who drives. It's scary. She crashed into she forgot that the brake was not the gas pedal, and that's when we heard the big boom downstairs. Okay, though, that was how they would get her to finally come to work. Of course, she was down to be a little diva, and I said, "Oh, well, you know what's going on now. And now you got to come to work because I got to get the refrigerator down there, and you paid for it." But it doesn't matter to say that even she knows how to drive. That does not mean she is an engineer or an automobile. You understand? So the stock market, yes. Is it complicated? Sure, absolutely. I can throw equations in front of you that will make your head spin and make you cry like a baby. But you ain't got to learn all that. I learned all that. I had to learn all that because I have a PhD in this stuff. I'm a professor of this. All you got to know how to do is do what we talked about in the 5-year pledge. But you got to know how to do and take the same amount of money that you paid everybody else every month and do the same thing for yourself. If you look at the index fund, pop that money in that sucker, set it and forget it. At that point, you are on track to becoming what David Bach refers to as the automatic millionaire. That basically is hundreds of thousands of people who got out of the matrix, who just started doing something consistently that allowed them to build wealth. You don't need to change anything about who you are because you're already consistently investing. You're already consistently investing. The problem is I've got to get you to understand that you got to consistently invest in you. That's it. If you pay your cell phone bill every month, you consistently invest. If you pay your apartment every month, you consistently invest. You pay the landlord every month, you consistently invest. And believe me, all those individuals are doing better honestly for your consistency. So thank you for your service. But at some point, I just got to ask you, at what point are we going to level up the self-esteem and say, me and my family are just as important as everybody else? If you do that, your investment account should not be the last line of your budget. It should be the 10th line of your damn budget. You put it at the top. You start at the top. Put yourself at the top. Put your family at the top. Put black people at the top. Tired of us always and get expected to be at the bottom. I'm sorry, I know that. It's irritated when somebody wins an election. They're like, thank you, black people. Without you guys, you got elected. Like, screw you, man. Don't be thanking me. I'll kick you in your testicles, man. Look, I want us thanking ourselves for being there for each other first. And then you handle this, after you handle this at home, then you can go save the world if you want to. It's okay. We're good at saving the world. We're smart. We love everybody, and that's a wonderful thing. But how the hell are you going to save the world if you come back to your communities in shambles? You come back to your family's all splattered everywhere because nobody took time to learn how to preserve a family because the black family is a massive financial asset. You get new babies running out the streets, killing each other, everybody's struggling, financially broke, and yet we somehow take pride in how many people we've helped and we've saved. That is a slave mentality if I ever saw one. So, no. The window. No more. Not interested, not participating, sir. Thank you. I'm out of here. It gives me no honor to serve you more than I serve my wife and my children. I'm sorry, that's not how I'm living ever. So, put yourself first. Your investment line is at the top. Invest first. Then you spend what's left. You don't spend first and then invest what's left. That's not important. That's how you get out of the matrix. And then you talk to your kids about this, have honest conversations with them, and I guarantee you they're going to get it right away. And over time, with your encouragement, you will build a solid economic foundation for your family. That's how you win this game. Okay, I'm done. All right, so reminder, Monday night we're doing an economic elevation circle, which is kind of like a family business meeting. That's where you can come in and you can talk to me actually about what you're trying to do with your family. And, I will send you a text out with a link or with an invitation for those who join. The website economicelevationcircle.com is down right now, so I can't give you the URL. But I will text it out. So make sure you're on the text list for the class. Text the word morning to the number 87948. So text morning to 87948. And also, we need to get to help as we do every day. So God bless you. Have a great day. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for putting up with me. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys soon. Have a wonderful Sunday. Bye-bye.
One thing we know for sure, I don't know as a play caller, you can make that call without a quarterback who can throw it with a big arm. He put that on a rope.
So the ball's placed right at midfield as the offense starts with a 1st and 10. Quarterback making adjustments now to what the defense is showing. Linebacker's trying to confuse this offense now. Here comes a 1st down pass attempt. Deep shot toward the end zone. Oh, and it's batted down by the defense. Great touchdown.
Chris, I love this throw downfield. He takes a shot. I thought he had a big completion, but instead the defender makes one heck of a play to be able to knock that ball away for the incompletion.
So 2nd down after the incompletion. It's the wide receiver coming in motion now. Looking to throw yet again.
Yes, baby.
They knew they had a lot of pressure on them in the playoff. They stepped up and played well all game long. Now they get a critical interception here late in this game.
Here comes the Florida International offense back on the field. They stop them after a 6-yard gain. So 2nd and 4.
I tell you, to be able to pick up a nice gain like that, those offensive linemen have to sustain their blocks. Gave them a chance at a really nice game.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. He'll try the ground game here with the running back. 0 running route. Stop right at the line of scrimmage.
That is called gap integrity. Nice job by this defense of taking away that inside run and then using their speeds. The back tried to bounce out to the outside. There's just no room to run.
Quarterback in the shotgun here on third down. Bought some time, now lets it go. Receiver makes the grab. That play will move the sticks. Set him up first down at the 42.
Well, this quarterback is unflappable. Here they are working with the lead in the second half. Get to a third down. You got to throw the football. This is where you trust the quarterback to make a good decision, an accurate throw. He does it. You convert, and you keep working that clock.
From the shotgun, an inside handoff. He fought hard there, broke a tackle, but brought down short of the sticks.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound. It's really solid defense on that play.
Running up the middle, but stuffed for no gain.
Well, the defensive line does their job eating up those double teams, freeing up the backers to make the play.
They're backed up here, trying to make something happen on third and long. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. That one is incomplete. The defender was right there, and it brings up fourth down now.
Boy, this is all about the defense here. Nice stop here on third down, but really it's about trying to get this offense behind the sticks. Once you get them behind the sticks, you can mix up your coverages, really affect the quarterback's eyes and disrupt the timing and the rhythm of what the offense is trying to do. Now we've got another big fourth down coming up.
Special teams on the field now. Here comes a punt. Looking to kick it away for the second time. He was hoping that would check up, but a big bounce sends it into the end zone for a touchback. The Georgia State offense on the field now. This drive is important. Pass will end in an interception. Let's see if they can get it going here. Fire to the right side, complete.
Boy, they love going to this guy in the slot, don't they? What a mismatch inside. He reels in another one. This guy's automatic.
Getting set. Here's second down. And the pass is way off the mark. Not sure who he meant to throw that ball to.
I'm not sure the quarterback makes the right decision on this one. I think if he'd do it over again, he would have found a different target downfield, but he made his decision. That one's incomplete.
They're going to throw for it on third and short. A bullet, but it's incomplete. Brings up fourth down.
Man, on your own side of the field, you're playing a risky game here. Third and short. Your goal should just be keep this drive alive the best way you can sometimes is just hand the ball off to your running back and have him get behind that offensive line and go to work. Curious to see what they do now here on this fourth and short.
And the return will be brought down. Here comes the Golden Panthers offense back out there now. They had to beat the ball last time. Now they're looking to add points, build on this lead. They stop them after a 6-yard gain, so second and 4.
It's a really good, solid run. I know it's not the flashiest big play, but it's important for your offense to be able to get yards like that on early downs. You stay ahead of the chains, and it opens up the playbook for the second and third down coming up.
They'll hand it off. Slams right into the wall. They go for a loss.
Well, I don't think the offensive line gave the back much of a chance at all. Now, give credit to the defense. It was almost like they were anticipating a run and got up close to the line of scrimmage in a hurry.
Crucial third down play right here. Drive Stepping back, looking to throw for the first down. It'll heave the ball deep down that right side. One falls incomplete. They tried to press it deep, but now it brings up fourth down.
Love this aggressive mindset from the quarterback and offensive coordinator. Found the matchup that you wanted, take a shot downfield. You don't hit it, but you made the defense be aware of it.
They bring the punter onto the field now. Low line drive, ugly punt. Trying to return the punt for some extra yardage. It's a dangerous return. They finally get it, but excellent field position at the start of this drive.
Right.
Here comes the Georgia State offense back out there. They were held to a quick 3-and-out pass to making a put together a positive drive here. Looking out throwing here to start the drive. After a short completion of this game.
That's what makes
What's wrong?
so dangerous. You can flex
No.
it into that slot position. It shows his versatility.
Stop it.
He can be an inline guy that can block, but here he shows you what he can do.
I knew this was going to happen. As soon as I start getting into the thing, she gonna come
Goes in
to
motion now. Let's see how the defense adjusts. Quarterback wants to throw it on second down. He's running out of time here. The receiver makes the catch.
As soon as I
They
start
bring him down, but this offense down with scoring position. First
that
down
should
from
be
the
picked.
30.
Well, this wide receiver has it all.
No,
We
but
know about his
it's
leaping
not
ability and his
starting.
speed.
He's always
What
like
I've
that.
seen today is the precise route running. Another example of it there, and the timing with this quarterback and this receiver is just a thing of beauty.
First down. They're going to throw the football. It's a short completion of a big tight end. Take it down, but not before he makes the first down.
Chris, we get so caught up in these wide receivers and their playmaking ability and getting them the ball in space. Like the defense has to pay attention to them. Often too much attention opens up an underneath drag route like this, and quarterback makes a good read. Nice first down.
Comes a throw from the red zone. It's a quick
What?
grab.
It's not
The
big.
defense swarms, not much of a gain on that completion.
This is an example of a quarterback and his offense just taking what the defense gives you. Not a huge play, but positive yards. The defense wants to give that throw to you. You take it, get the ball to your receiver, stay ahead of the sticks.
And Kirk gets
Goodness, that was good. Those are the plays I need.
Stay alive in the quest for a national championship. Let's check out the game summary before we move on. We're set now
Those
for
are
the
the plays
fourth
I
quarter.
need.
Who's going to make the crucial plays to take home this W? First play of the
Mommy,
quarter.
did you already
A
knock?
second down play. Here's that defense shifting again. Looks to the left, and it's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. That score makes things a lot more interesting here in the fourth quarter. The spot in the national championship game on the line.
This feels like a playoff game now. You see it in the guys' faces. That was a momentum punch.
Ah, my gosh, guys.
The opposition. Can they march down and answer, or will they wilt to the pressure?
Levi, you gotta chill, bro. Yeah, you picked the perfect time to do these craps.
Two-point conversion to tie this game up late. Quarterback drops back. We're going to test the second down. Catch made on the left side. And he stops short. Doesn't get in. And the defense still holds on to a 2-point lead.
I should have stuck with that same defense. I don't know why I changed that actually.
Was out there to boot it away.
You're right.
And that kick will just bound into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Florida International offense back on the field. They're trying to build up the lead. They were forced to punt on the last possession. Look out, room to run here. He will make his way out of bounds after gaining decent yardage.
What a gain here. Almost picked up a first down on a first down play. Good job here late in the game, playing hard, dominating football by the offense.
Less than a yard to go as they come to the line on second down. He strikes the tackle. Going absolutely nowhere near possible. One of those critical third down plays coming up. And now a carry here for the fullback. He's found some room at the 45. One carrier steps out, but a solid gain on the ground that time.
Chris, I always get a kick out of how much advice defensive players get on third down. You can hear the bench screaming, the crowd is screaming, watch the draw, watch the screen, watch the pass downfield. Rarely do you hear him say, watch the fullback. There he just slips through for a first down.
That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
And I like the run play here. And offensively, at this point in the game, you want to remain in that attack mode first, while also staying in bounds and working that clock.
Second down after that run on the previous play. On the move now. On the run here. Let's it go. Goes to his right side there for the completion. They make the stop, but it's a big gain out of the 29. That's a nice pickup there. They find some space in the zone and pick up the first down.
Yeah, really nice call here, Chris, to be able to pick up this first down on this drag route. The quarterback does a nice job of being patient, waiting for that window to open up in that zone, and he put it right on the money for the receiver to have a chance to not just catch it, but eventually get the first. Hat on a hat up front. Good job of opening up the holes. Anytime you can get positive yards on first down, that's a win.
Second down play coming up. And the same runner's got it again. Tackled, but only after picking up a fresh set of downs.
That's going to be a first down, and really, Chris, kind of surprised here in the fourth quarter not to see this defense dial up some pressure. They're just sitting back in the base, making it relatively easy for the offense to pick up a first down on the ground.
Give it to the big fullback here. This one goes nowhere. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, the defense was locked in on that play. They were not surprised at all with the fullback got the ball. He had nowhere to go. They stuffed that play from the beginning.
Empty set now. 5 wide receivers. They'll switch it up here. Looking to throw. Caught quickly. They bring him down short of the end zone, but this will set up a first and goal.
How about that play call here, Chris? I mean, I'm thinking they're going to run the football and continue to work this clock. It gives you an idea how much confidence they have in their passing game and this quarterback being able to throw the football with the lead in the fourth quarter, completion, and you're able to keep that clock moving.
On the ground, trying to muscle it across the line. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Florida International.
I think we're starting to kind of see a theme here, Chris, today. That's his second touchdown. The offensive line doing their job, and he's doing an outstanding job of just reading the defense, finding the hole, and being able to pick up big yards and touchdowns.
Extra point puts him up 9 now. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out.
Big boy football, man.
Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. And he'll just take a knee. Drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Let's get fast. It's going to hit you too. Hit you deep.
Panthers offense back out there now. Now they're running on the toss. He finds some space. Now he'll
had the play stopped. I had the play stopped.
They couldn't stop it. Touchdown, Georgia State.
Oh, my. What a great play call here by the offensive coordinator. The running back received some great blocking up front and just took off with it,
Stop.
carving up this defense all the way to the end zone.
It's weird. He was doing it for the Dynamics.
Now a two-point conversion attempt coming up. Send the back in motion. Here's the snap. Offense looking to throw the ball.
Who, me?
Goes back. And it's caught.
Oh, I'm going to get him back.
Try, and now the lead is just a single point here in the fourth. Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. So no return on this one. Ball just bounced into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Golden Panthers offense back out there now. They're going to run it. Breaks into open space. Gets the first. He's still running. Heads out of bounds after a solid game.
Good call here by the offense to be able to pick up this first down. And, Chris, it makes you wonder, with under 3 minutes to go in this game and trailing, the defense sitting back in their base, I thought they might be in a little bit more of an aggressive mindset, turning the blitz loose, trying to create some plays to get the football back.
Breaks into the clear. They'll get the first down yards before they finally bring him down.
Sometimes I almost get mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, the eyes that carry their feet to the open space, making people miss. I just love watching those guys do work.
Great start to the drive. Back-to-back explosive plays, and now another first down. Working clock with the ground game. It's a nice wrap-up there by the junior.
Positive yards are always important for an offense, but at this stage of the game, late in the ball game, playing with the lead, you're thinking about working that clock and continuing to keep the ball in bounds.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Out of the shotgun and hands it off. Defense gets him down, but they'll take the gain on that play.
Well, they didn't bust that for a big play, but it makes this third down coming up a little bit more manageable, and that certainly has a lot of value.
Here we go, late in a tight game. This might be the biggest play so far. 3rd and 2. Try and muscle for the first down. Finding some room with the 25. Touchdown, FIU. They were not going to catch him that time. That's another touchdown for this running back. They can't stop him. Dream performance in this playoff game.
Yeah, this is going to be a performance we're going to be talking about for a long time. I just love watching because he's doing it in so many different ways. We've seen speed. We've seen his physicality. He's breaking tackles.
Hey, rough diving, boy. I've never seen a team dive so much in my life.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT.
Diving ass niggas, boy. They stay diving at the ground.
Now is 8 here in the fourth quarter.
Maybe I just picked.
Oh,
okay. Thanks, I'll say good call time.
so the offense
Gosh.
calls a timeout here. That's their first of the half. So after putting up a touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to put it away.
That boy's pass and run, boy. That nigga good, boy. I don't know what he gonna do.
And that kick will just bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Will start at the 25. The Georgia State offense on the field now. The chance to advance in the playoff comes down to this offense needing a touchdown here late in the game.
Nervous over there, Bill.
Dangerous play call
Boy,
here.
nervous,
5-yard
Bill.
penalty. We've reached the 2-minute timeout as this offense tries to stage a dramatic comeback and win the game late. Time winding down deep in this game with a shot at the championship game on the line. And the offense step up. Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. Second down, we're going to throw it. Pass falls incomplete. There was a lot of contact. No penalty. Brings up third down.
Well, this is it. Late in the game, really tight situation. This is what separates a good quarterback from a great quarterback. Can he come up with the play to keep this drive alive?
Fires it to the wide out. Catch made on the right side. That's a big gain. They bring him down, but a big chunk of yardage on the play.
Good job by this offensive line and a great throw by the quarterback to get that first down there on third down. It's exactly what they needed to do. This is too big of a game. They've come too far. They're in the playoff. You're down in the second half. Good job of keeping this drive alive.
It's brought down quickly. A short gain gets them a few yards closer to the marker.
Man, give the defense a lot of credit. You're taking away the elite receiver. That primary target forces the quarterback to find a second or third option. He gets positive yards, but anytime you can take away the big play late in the game, it's going to help you be able to secure a victory.
They make the tackle, but this offense now in scoring position. First down to the 32.
Defense kind of lost the running back here. Makes a nice catch and gets the first down in the process.
Playoff game comes down to this. Tight game. Final minutes, and the offense produced some magic. And looking to throw now on first down. Finds his man. It's Ncaa. Breaks a tackle on the play and makes a decent gain.
Chris, I love to see this. Nothing open downfield, so he does the right thing by checking it down to his back, who's dangerous in the open field, picks up some really good yards, but that clock is still a big factor here.
Comes down to this in this playoff game. Fourth quarter, final 2 minutes. Can the offense step up, make a play? That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no flag, brings up third down.
Eva, what are you doing?
A critical third down here as we're late into this football game and a drive where they need points. This quarterback's got to take control of this huddle, make sure everybody's on the same page. You have multiple plays that you could go to, whether it's a run or a pass. You've got to come up with a first down.
Caught over the middle. It's Weinbolt. They make the tackle, but the offense now set up for the first down at the 21. All right, serious drama here. The semifinal game comes down to the final couple minutes. Can the offense make a play here? Taking a shot deep toward the end zone. Oh, and it's batted down by the defense. Great play to deny a touchdown.
This is smart defense. When you're trying to protect the lead late in the game, you know they're going to take some shots. Get those safeties and those defensive backs back far, anticipating a deep throw, and knock the ball away.
Playoff game comes down to this. Tight game. Final minutes. Can the offense produce some magic? The QB will try again on 2nd and 10. Just gets it away, taking a shot.
Whoa!
Downfield for a huge gain.
Whoa!
There was bound to be somebody open. Touchdown.
Bullshit!
Now a late timeout is taken.
Bullshit!
On the clock.
Chris, how fitting that this offense finds a way to
Bullshit!
score down late in the game. They've been doing it all year long, and a big reason that they're here in the postseason.
Wow! 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 Wow!
Now, you always practice.
Wow.
Now you better pick your best one and deliver.
I ain't never seen nothing like that before. I've never seen nothing like that before. Wow.
So they scored a touchdown, but can they make the two-point conversion to get even? Quarterback drops back.
Wow, they gave him a prayer.
Well, here we go. You're talking about
That's bullshit.
the touchdown and the two-point conversion. So back-to-back plays
Wow.
on this offense. And now it's just a matter of can they get it to overtime.
Wow.
The kickoff will bounce.
No words. Absolutely no words, bro. No words, bro. No words, bro. No words, bro. No words. No, absolutely no fucking words, bro.
Very gifted quarterback is to be able to get pressure on him. Right now, the defensive coordinator is doing a great job of mixing up the looks, and the defense is winning the line of scrimmage, and I think it's really impacting this quarterback's role.
The timeout is taken. Just 3 seconds left. Time for one last play.
Wow, dog. That's crazy.
Second and 10. Can they make it a third and manageable here? Look to throw it here on second down. And he's going to take a shot down the left side.
That's unbelievable. What a game, dog. What a game.
So timeout after regulation, we go to
Wow.
football, it's dueling possessions. The second overtime, if we get there, you have to go for 2 points if you score a touchdown.
Wow.
And the third overtime, Kirk, just becomes a series of 2-point tries.
And I know that's your favorite, to see if we can get to that third series of these overtimes. I love extra football, so I'm looking forward to this. Let's see who's going to win.
I can't sit here and say I've seen this before, dude. That was a motherfucking play right there, boy. Oh my God, that was beautiful, dog. That was beautiful, bro. That was beautiful, dog. We gotta give him that. That was a beautiful play. That was beautiful.
Man is down in the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. Offense now in the own red zone.
That was a beautiful fucking play, bro. Some of them say so. Some of them say so. Some of them say so. Shit. Some of them say so. Some of them say so.
Keep the kicker on the sideline.
That was unbelievable, bro.
Come away with 6. Great play to keep this drive moving.
Oh shit.
Looking to throw the ball.
Say so. Say so.
The running back that time just kind of sneaks out of the backfield and shows his
Some
hands on the
say so.
There's a wrinkle now. They go to a wildcat formation with an extra blocker. Let's see how this works out. Direct snap. Into the end zone to take the lead here in OT.
I know the back's going to get a lot of attention for this touchdown, but I was focused on the offensive line. You had 5 guys working as one. Great communication, able to get up to that second level and open things up nicely to allow the back into the end zone.
And the extra point was up and good.
Say so. Say so. Say so.
So pressure on this offense here in overtime. They must score a touchdown to stay alive. Here's the underdog. They'll start with the line for loss of
Ooh, he hurt.
There's a tendency to want to try to bounce it to the outside. Now, sometimes the play calls for it.
Madame says so. Says so. Says so. Says so. Says so. Says so.
Picking up some nice yards when nothing else is there. This guy's a real threat.
To reach the end zone and keep this game alive. It's first and goal now. First and goal, we'll try to run it in. Couldn't quite get there, brought down at the 2.
Says so. Says so. Says so.
Listen, this guy's already got 3 touchdowns on the game, and he looks hungry for number 4. Give it to him again.
Coming up, second down and goal. On the ground, trying to punch it in for the score. And it's a touchdown. We're an extra point away from double OT. We'll go for 2 and
Madame says so.
Well, this is one of the benefits of going second when you get into overtime.
What a game. What a game, dog. This might be the game of the century, bro.
Or potentially, hey, let's win the game and go for 2 right here.
Game of the century, bro. This is game of the fucking century, bro. Hands down. This is straight up chess. This ain't even like, this is chess.
Inside this one. Here comes the first play of double OT.
Oh, yeah.
First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing.
Only for you.
A very short gain on the play.
This play takes a little bit of time to develop. The quarterback shows outstanding patience here before he
Sure.
makes that throw.
Right completion makes it second and medium.
These guys miss.
Brand
Brand
through the air. Catch made on the right side.
There's another like you.
After the completion is just short of a first down.
Promise I'll never work you no more.
I have a sense that they wanted a little bit more of that pitch and catch.
Here we come up on third and short now. This defense trying to get a stop and force a field goal try here in OT. Third and short.
I'll take my control. That is a playoff football play right there, man. That is a playoff football play right there, man. It feels so brand new.
Defense comes up on first down and 13. These can create some problems for a defense. Stout defense there. It's a 3-yard loss on that run.
Well, that was definitely not what they had in mind, but look at this. Here comes the tempo again, undeterred by the tackle for a loss.
Here's the toss play. Runner heads outside.
I'll take my love to show you how much this love is true. Makes me feel so brand new.
Control the line of scrimmage. How about the wide receivers? They're doing a nice job blocking downfield. Almost felt like half the offense was out in front of him.
No. Oh,
Stop for no gain defense. Very stubborn here down here.
so special.
It is tough to run the football inside this 5-yard line. Give all the credit to that defensive line. Allowing the rest of the defense to fly to the
They always start like that. Oh, that's that. That's how they sack you.
I think the drop back here really fools this defense at the
Oh,
core.
that guy goes
Good
two.
call by the offensive coordinator.
Make the game exciting, bit.
You could see the defense kind of on their heels, so the quarterback decided to take off, and he was just too quick to get to the goal line.
So they score the touchdown. Now by rule, they must go for 2 here in second overtime. Wants to throw it. And he's in there. The conversion is good. Great execution.
Game.
Pushes the lead to 8.
Game, bro. What a game, man. This is freaking game of the century, bro.
So pressure on this offense. They must answer with a touchdown to stay in this game. Grant behind the line. It's Langbolt. You maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, this is exactly what you want to see from the defense. Yeah, you give up the catch, but you're right there to be able to stop this receiver from making any yards after the catch.
Drive on. Don't stop it, dog. Give me that. Whoa. You gotta be kidding, man. That was the pick I wanted.
Well, you can tell the quarterback knew exactly what he wanted to do with the football. He was going to that in route no matter what. He hits it for a nice game.
That's up first snap in the red zone on this drive. On 1st and 10, look at the throw.
Well, the offense has done its job here coming up with this touchdown, and that's a great job. And as you know now, Chris,
Driver!
they've got to hit this two-pointer.
Don't stop it, dog!
And send it to a third overtime.
So now the offense must answer with their own two-point conversion to send this to a third overtime. Good pass to the flat.
Wow. What a game, dog. Good game, man. Good game, man. Game of the century. Good fucking game. Good game. Wow. Wow.
Physically, they get one more hurdle to see if they can become the national champs.
And now the stage is set for this season's
Man.
ultimate college football game.
He left it all on the field right there, man.
Championship. For Kirkland Street, I'm Chris Bell.
We left it all on the field right there, man. Wow. Unbelievable, man. Fucking head hurts, man. Fucking cramps. Fuck. Wow. That guy was unbelievable, man. Wow. Look at the offensive yards. He had more yards rushing. Oh, no, I have more yards rushing. And he only had 5 attempts. Wow. 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 I go back to that fourth quarter. Touchdown. That was unbelievable. It was towards the end. Yeah. No, this one. Is it this one? Wow. 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 Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wow. 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 Hey, babe. No, not you, London. You want to watch that too?
Sir, only credit responses and plus. With the get your first month for just $1 at getpayoff.com/Pandora. That's getpayoff.com/Pandora. Now sign up at getpayoff.com/Pandora. All the documents and subject to the law or subject to change. Certain conditions may apply. On a cross-editorial reflection of the process of analysis and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, Levi. Levi. Come on. Get up. Come on. Levi. Hey, come on. Does he have anything down here to wash? All right. You want to shower? Huh? You want to shower? Hmm?
Levi, you want juice? No.
You want to shower?
who began this playoff journey have arrived at their championship moment. Each side earned a bye from the strong regular season. Each side won 2 playoff games to get here. Now, which side goes home with the ultimate trophy? Welcome, folks, to AT&T Stadium, the home of the Cowboys, right here in Arlington, Texas. As we'll see a playoff team